To begin with, after going through my work, I require some cooling off time. So I become more criticizing my own work. What is missing? Which link? And to make it much better, I also go and check the existing journals. I check my manuscript and see which references am I using, and where from which journal am I picking most references. And I go and check the most recent journals of the same area and see which changes are occurring. For example, the journal may have changed particular areas, which means I also require refining my work. But I'm still learning. I know there are a lot of mistakes still in that. But I know it could be publishable for some journals, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm checking myself, can I improve and see if I can push my manuscript into a higher level journal, which is more audience captured. So my work gets more reflected and helpful to everyone. At least people will recognize that I exist more. I think it's a matter of how much exploitation and exploration we have, while we make a balance of both, considering the empty pot we have. So which areas require exploration, which areas can we have exploitation? I think that can make a difference to begin with. Because when we look in, for example, the variables may remain same for different industries, but the output may be refined for a particular group. For example, I can give a brief, very brief area or a very descriptive and detailed area, which means for some people, for some audience, they may require enhancing the result area. But for some others, maybe my implication, my conclusion or recommendation may be more important. So I think we have to look into the papers and see which audience, which area we require creating that expansion or minimization. So for students, probably they may require a lengthy methodology area, for example. But for policymakers, the methodology doesn't become an issue for them. They will look for managerial implications. What is relevant for the policymakers? Which direction is it going in the future? So I think we have to refine our manuscript on this target as well. And then sometimes we may require picking a balance throughout the papers, for it could be for a multiple mixed audience. In the thesis, let's say we go through extensive details where we justify each and every action we carry. So it becomes more lengthy. For example, to begin with, we come up with data cleaning, we check on the outliers, we check if it is normal data distributions, we check if we have a sample frame, we check what kind of sampling we can carry. We look on the instrumentations, how many questions, which reflect back again on things like our conceptual framework. Is conceptual framework too heavy? Because I think when we come to methodology only, we realize how it links with the chapter on literature review as well as on chapter 1. Because we require making the problem statements, we require checking on the conceptual framework, we require checking on the research objectives, and we require checking on the hypotheses which are derived from the conceptual framework and the theories which are backing it. So essentially, it is like a woolen ball where you are linking all pieces and have the technical check. Is any area failing? So when you look into the thesis, we require actually looking not only at the chapter we are focusing. It requires cross-relation from chapter 1 to chapter 5. Even when we read chapter 5, we go back to chapter 1 or chapter 2 or chapter 3. So I think it's not only methodology. Yes, methodology plays a heavy role because that's where our analysis will depends on, because our chapter 4 results can be contradictory based on which option we have chosen in our methodology. Have we chosen the correct sample size? Have we chosen the correct nature of sampling? For example, why we have to choose a probability sampling or a non-probability sampling? We have to be careful which tools we are using. Are we using SPSS? Are we using MOS? Are we using Smart PLS? Are we using different combination? Also, which test we carry in all those tools, software tools. For example, EFA. Using which tool can we carry our EFAs, exploratory effect analysis? When we go for measurement models, when we go for structural models, which software is allowing that? Because sometimes it is possible some areas can be done on two different software. We can use MOS, we can also use SPSS. But for a researcher, we have to be careful which tools we are going to use. How much, because we are also looking at two sides of the coin. Like which problems are we going to face if we use this particular tool? Is it also going to reflect on our results? Theory of plane behavior. Edison one was something I got by chance from his website. I thought, why not go and check their websites, not only check the database of journals. So I found that new findings from 2020 on theory of plane behavior. That is something I found that not only go on one single area, but explore different areas as possible as well. So seeing the nature of papers and work differs on based on which school of thoughts. For example, you might say, let's say Professor Zainuddin Awang, the Malaysian group, the Asia region, right? But we also have others who are from the US school of thoughts, some from the Scandinavian cluster, some from the Europe. So we see different area, the different school of thoughts also having this clash among themselves, and the analysis and results are also criticized in such a way. So I try to bring that global link, saying, am I including references from different school of thought, so I can see the differences which people come up with in their result.
Thank you very much, Jalil.
Thank you.
So stay safe. Take care of yourself.
Thank you.